Right, I've been saying this for a decade. People don't really understand what narcissism is, and so narcissism is interpersonal colonialism. The logic of colonialism, the tyranny of one perspective over the other, that is narcissism. When one person says the way the world is, the way you are is the way I say you are, not the way you say you are, not the way you say the world is, there is only one singular perspective to operate from. Any social system, any intellectual system that has a tyranny of one perspective over the other, seeking to define reality from a singular perspective, that is narcissism. Narcissism is the tyranny of perspective. It is somebody that cannot see outside their own distorted needs. They operate from a grandiose false self. Whiteness is a grandiose false self. It is an empty posture masking moral bankruptcy, right? Narcissism drives so much human behavior and so much social behaviors that we have it all wrong when we reduce the problem of narcissism to like a bunch of people mad about their exes, right? That narcissism is actually a completely delusional way to engage with the world that negates anybody else's perspective pathologically, right? And so what we have is racism is a form of narcissism, colonialism, fascism literally is narcissism applied to a political setting, right? There's, like take Italian fascism. And I would argue that like fascism has been present in various forms through all human history and we're just kind of nitpicking. But like Italian fascism that was popularized by Mussolini was actually, he was inspired by this guy, Gabriele D'Annunzio, who was an Italian poet. There's a couple podcasts of Behind the Bastards on him. He's very clearly a narcissist. And so, what we're seeing here is psychological problems that we've been kind of thinking are like, well, we can just convince them logically that this is like in our logical brain. It's not. There's no logic to any of these things. They're pathological problems rooted in emptiness, rooted in insecurities, right? Rooted in delusions, because they are delusional. So you're absolutely right. I've been talking about this on this app.